Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, this is Ben Tuine and Jordan Comstock. Real quick here, we wanted to announce our conference that's coming up here November 3rd, 2018 here in Salt Lake City, 2nd. Utah. Sorry, November 2nd. That's why it's always great to have a co-host. You like the still small voice in the back of my head. In this case, it was a nice bass sound. November 2nd.
November 2nd.
Yeah. So November 2nd, folks, check out our website, saynotoppos.com to register. Just click on the 2000, what does it say there? Events.
Yeah, it's saynotoppos.com/event-2018. If you go to the homepage of our website, you'll see it right there at the top of the menu as well. So it doesn't really matter if you go directly to that link we said. Ben, should we share a promo code right now?
Yeah. So the promo code that we thought of is INS, abbreviation for insurance. So INS sucks. So INS sucks is the promo code, and you'll get 50% off if you register there. Anything else, Jordan?
No, that's it, man. We hope to see you guys there. Rock and roll.
Looking forward to it. You ready, Jordan?
I'm ready.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Say No to PPOs podcast series. This is the Navigating Dental Insurance podcast. My name is Ben Tuine. Got Jordan Comstock, my co-host. What's up, Jordan?
What's up, Ben? How you doing?
Excellent. So I need to tell another story about getting kicked out again.
You got kicked out? Holy smokes, you're a troublemaker.
I try not to be. So, but there's this place called Corn Bellies, which, by the way, is right across the street from Podium.
Yeah.
And we were there last night, and they have this little pin bowling section, and so my son sets up the the bowling pins. He puts them on top of the haystack, or on top and in the middle. Uh-huh. And he's like, "If you can hit him, Dad, then I'll get you a treat." There's 11 or 12 of these pins. So I make my best effort to toss the bowling ball at the pins to hit all of them. Uh-huh. And I throw it too high, and it goes straight over the haystack, and it hits a dude on the other side square in the head.
Oh, man. Whoa, and you probably have a good arm being a Samoan, right? Just chuck that bowling ball.
He looked dazed, and then his wife is like, "Is that a hard bowling ball?" I said, No, it's really soft. And they looked at my son, and I said, No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. Leave him alone. He's 7 years old. It was me. And anyway, so we got escorted out. But we're going to be back there today. We left as quickly as we could, so they didn't take a photo of us and ban us for life. So,
dude, that's funny. I don't know why you always get kicked out of crap, but it makes for good stories on the podcast.
I know. Well, it was fun, but we're going to be back there today again at 5:30. So hopefully they don't recognize us.
Maybe I'll go today and we'll meet up and hang out.
That's right. We'll get kicked out together.
We'll play in the corn pit and chuck corn and get kicked out.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Good idea. Okay. We'll beat you there tonight.
Yeah. Let's see how we get kicked out of Corn Bellies.
Absolutely. Well, hey, folks, we have a special treat. We got Craig.daly. Did I pronounce your name, Craig? Last name right? I know how to pronounce Craig.
Daly? Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. Yep. Craig.daly from Podium. And Podium's been a great supporter of the podcast for several months now. We really appreciate you being on. So Craig is the Vice President of Healthcare for Podium. The reason why we want to bring him on is, many folks, when you look at tech businesses that are out there, and you look at marketing companies, particularly ones that deal in the search engine optimization space, when it comes to PPOs, a lot of dentists have this misconception that joining PPOs is going to allow me to capture more new patients. And sometimes that's true. Most of the time, that's not. Yeah. It's not true. So you have to put in your own marketing efforts. And in this day and age where internet use and social media use is becoming extremely popular, in fact, in many industries, social media is where the marketing is at.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, if you ask Anissa Holmes and many others that deal in social media marketing and SEO in general, just online marketing presence, it is one of the more sexy areas of marketing in this day and age. And this is something that I understand Podium is an expert at. And we just so happen to have the privilege of having Craig on the show today. So, Craig, welcome to the program, buddy.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having us.
I called you buddy.
Huge fans.
People call me buddy all the time, and it makes me feel like I'm 7 years
You're
old.
7 years old.
I apologize if that offended you.
No,
Hey,
not
welcome
at
to the
all.
show, little guy.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you, Craig.
No. It's usually that or boss is what you get a lot of,
There
like
you
a
go.
TGI Fridays or something. Hey, boss,
yeah.
you want me to get that Coke for you?
Hey, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're boss.
All right.
Buddy, I love though. We're good.
That's cool. Well, it's so nice to chat with you because I've been wanting to learn more about what you guys do and your area of expertise. And I understand Google's a major investor for you guys, right?
It is. Yeah, they are.
Super cool.
They've been obviously critical. Yeah, in that social kind of matrix. So it's been really good
Right.
to have them.
So when you look at Google, I mean, the world's, I believe, I don't know if it's true or not, but I believe it to be the world's most powerful search engine because it's what I use every day.
Yeah.
When it comes to like their secret sauce, I mean, do you guys have any view on anything secret that they do in terms of trends or things that you see as it pertains to this whole world of online marketing?
We do, yeah. I think bar none, that's probably one of the biggest benefits and differentiators we try to communicate to any partners we look to bring on. I think it is kind of an unknown world and black box, to most groups because it is changing. The algorithms are using kind of ebb and flow, but I think there's been a trend.
Change? Sorry, Craig. Don't they change like the
No,
algorithms like every day?
It seems like it, yeah. And when people are frustrated, they're usually pointing to that, saying, "Oh, they must have changed something. I was doing well." But there's some pretty frequent change. They're always trying to calibrate, what makes most sense. And obviously, from their business model, they're just trying to create something that consumers will trust. They'll feel it's authentic, and obviously use it time and time again, like you guys are saying. I think they unquestionably are the search king and kind of where any patient or customer is going to start any aspect of research for anything. So, but yeah, they do. So our team meets with them out in Japan, where they're
Japan, huh?
Yeah.
Aren't they in California too?
But
they make you fly all the way to Japan.
I know. Yeah, it's just a hazing test of the new partner
test.
of theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
See how willing we are. No, the review side of their business, for the most part, is managed there. So their local search group. There's some connections, obviously, but yeah, out in Nobu, Japan, our founders and other executives are there on a quarterly basis, just talking through roadmap of theirs as well as things they're wanting to beta test with us. But it's been really fascinating. I was just at a conference actually in Seattle yesterday for a few days where a lot of these health groups were discussing a kind of a change and shift that a lot of people don't quite realize as it relates to Google. And when you think of, anytime you're pulling out your phone looking for a plumber, a locksmith, whatever it might be, that's really where a lot of that patient journey begins. And so the front door for a lot of groups is now really that kind of Google My Business page and that listing, and not so much the website that it was, 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a fascinating shift, at least in terms of where people are focusing and putting their attention. It really should be on what Google is suggesting, just so you have a chance of kind of getting people to get transferred to your site.
Totally.
So
what about, so is that mainly for like local businesses, the Google page and the reviews and things like that, or is that good for national busines's?
Yeah, for the most part, just local, like your brick and mortar.
Okay, just curious.
Your Google My Business page, or GMB pages, as they're referred to sometimes. It's full on for your local presence.
Okay, very cool. So for those groups that really understand how Google's SEO works, what are they doing well that the majority are not?
Yeah, great question. I'd say the correlations that I see with the groups that do the best is I would almost look at the Google My Business page almost like the exterior of your home,
Okay.
from like the landscaping. Like if it looks inviting, then people will make the decision to ring the doorbell and come in. That switch and kind of trend that I'm talking to, a lot of practices feel the need to, hey, we're going to rebrand our website. We're going to do all these things, which is a
Spend
lot
tens
more
of
of like,
thousands of dollars on branding the website when they shouldn't. That's not the best investment right
right.
now.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the inside of the home per se,
Yeah.
where nobody's really going to see it. And that is kind of the switch. So I think the best groups really focus on driving an incredible, quantity and quality of reviews. In terms of the prior question too, that algorithm, something that Google is hyper focused on is trying to get groups that have a high quantity of reviews, they have an incredible rating, and then also have a really good frequency of reviews. They're seeing reviews that are continually coming in, almost like a FICO score on that Google My Business page.
Uh-huh.
And then also, this might sound odd, but responding to the reviews is something that the most successful groups do. And the reason being is Google's role is to connect, say the three of us to the businesses that are the most customer or patient centric in how they operate, right? So are they highly recommended? Are they engaging with their patient base?
Yeah.
So those are kind of their four categories of, review rating, review quantity, recency, and then also are they responding?
And response. Interesting.
In response, yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of fascinating. So a lot of people kind of overlook the Google My Business page and focus a lot of their investment or time on the website, which is kind of the reverse today. So when they do really well on that local piece, they understand, hey, that patient journey starts there, and if they can kind of get an A+ in those four categories I mentioned, they monopolize the search traffic for them, and thus obviously see a lot more patient flow.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I know several practices that really kill it in this area, that have like a high number of leads that convert into patients. And then some other doctors that tend to invest in the same type of marketing strategy that don't get a really great response. I think the majority that I know out there, they try to attempt to engage in this Google marketing or SEO in general. And it seems like to me that they're probably missing something, right? I just can never put my thumb on it because it's not my area of expertise. But you have these high performers, and then you have these other doctors that aren't so high performers. What are these high performers doing right that some of the not so high performers should be focusing on?
Yeah, I think they understand kind of the ecosystem, and this is really even in the last 2 years. I think they just understand the switch that has taken place, and something that I'd invite a lot of the groups to do. And we use this all the time for, whether you're a massive, 1,000 location DSO or a brand new startup, facility or office. Google has a search trends tool that you can use. It's just free, but it will actually show you this hockey stick trend that they're seeing, where when somebody's actually looking for a dentist, they'll put dentist near me or best dentist. And that search query has just been something that's really hot here in the last couple of years, where there's 400% growth, where people are basically just looking for something local. And I'd say the best thing that those groups are doing is understanding, one, the patient journey like it is for them in their private lives. If they're looking for that locksmith, plumber, whatever it is, they're pulling out their phone and they're typing in a few keywords. And then Google in their role is just simply trying to match you with, hey, this is who you're looking for. We're going to try to find somebody that we feel is fully verified. It's really no different than Amazon. If we're looking for an iPhone case, a new flashlight or fan, Amazon in the same light does that same concept of, great, Ben's looking for a flashlight. Let me find one that is highly rated. It's got great feedback. They've engaged and done their returns correctly when it hasn't gone well. But those are the products that are continually chosen time and time again. And I think Google has done a really good job of mirroring that same concept. But the highest performing practices, I think, have just evolved and understood, hey, it's a different landscape. There's this instead of yellow pages and having friends, send you referrals. People make a lot of decisions based off the opinions of others, using that kind of review as a trust metric.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should I engage with this business?
I bought crap from Amazon the other day, and it really is crap. And just teasing. And before I buy anything, like, I'm always reading those reviews, and if there's like not good reviews or not enough reviews, if that makes sense, then I keep looking. Like, I don't have the confidence to buy that product, right? And the same thing goes for services, right? That practices are doing. If you don't have enough reviews, you're going to get people like me that read them and they're like, well, they don't seem credible enough yet, or there's not enough people that talking about this practice, so I'm going to continue my search. So I think that's also a new kind of element of how people use Google these days, right? Because I remember when Google, using it years ago, we just search and then we would just trust whatever we found on the internet, right?
It's on the internet.
Yeah, it's on the internet. Yep. It must be right. But now people are I guess have more common sense now, and are actually reading what people are saying about these local practices. So I think it's extremely important what to have a good review strategy. If you call it that. I don't know if you call it that.
Yeah. No, it is. I think something that's fascinating too, like when we're engaging with any dentist, they're typically blown away when they see, if they haven't paid any attention to it. What unfortunately happens is you get that one, mother or father who's upset that you tugged the cheek too hard, or they did something, and they'll take 45 minutes out of their day to go blast you online, but it's never a true representative voice of the people that are actually coming in the practice day in and day out. So if you just stand at the doorway, I'd imagine 9 out of 10 people are, hey, this is great. It's just hard to capture that audience that is typically silent, that would really be an advocate for you.
Because it seems like most people that are really satisfied with something, they just kind of stay silent. But when somebody is like unhappy about something, they go all out, right? To a practice or a business, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why we work that way as people, but it is definitely interesting. So
I mean, even I do.
I'm the same way myself. Too. That's why I said we as people. So, like, on that topic, and this is kind of off topic here, what can a practice do to get that the patient base that's happy with the work they're getting? Like, what can they do to incentivize or motivate the patients to write good reviews?
This is unquestionably probably the biggest challenge
in dentistry,
and I would,
or in healthcare.
Just really in healthrealthcare in general. I mean, to kind of stand out.
You can't give them like an Amazon gift card or anything, right? Because isn't there like a dumb rule about that?
There's a lot of things we've seen that are kind of hokey. We've seen things that actually work well too. I think in terms of the groups we've seen, it's hard for them to pass more work on to like their office admins, totally. And so a lot of times they might turn the technology like a Podium, or your other like reputation solutions. I think truly what I've seen work best too is just having a very sincere, kind of authentic discussion when people are checking out, and just having a quick, how did everything go today? And based on that response right there, just give them a quick invite to say, hey, it'd be really meaningful if you'd be able to leave us a review, on Google. It's something that really helps our business. But I think it comes after you do kind of a quick check-in of, hey, how did it go? And not something that's kind of process oriented. I've seen groups giving T-shirts out. I've seen them do, certain things, even Amazon gift cards. In dentistry, it's probably a little bit more lenient than it would be, obviously, at like a
medical office.
Health. Yeah. But still, you got to be, doing something kind of sound as it relates to
I'm sure each state has weird regulations on it, so they just make sure they understand that in regards to incentivizing for reviews.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I think where we see the biggest change as far as like with our technology, and this is just in general, not necessarily a pitch for Podium, but it's just got to be easy. Like those people that are would be promoters and recommend your business, if it's not a couple clicks or just something that's incredibly simple
Then they
to
won't
leave a
do it.
review, no, yeah, nobody does.
Yeah.
And so
Welcome to the new
that's
generation,
the big thing.
everybody.
I know. Yeah.
Make it simple
We are
and easy.
all millennials. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why so many patients like the Serac crowns, right? The same day crowns, because it's super
Yep.
easy, right? It's convenient and easy. So yeah, I definitely agree with that mindset.
Yeah,
Cool.
look at Smile Direct Club, some of those fast brands.
Smile
I mean,
Direct Club.
yeah.
I was looking at them. I
you
know
don't have to go
I know a lot of practices are kind of mad about the Smile Direct Club. I don't know, Ben. Have you seen people kind of in the industry?
Oh yeah.
Kind of not
Yeah.
complaining, but venting that they're going to take over, but they're not really going to
Yeah.
take over. It's just but it is easy. It is easy and convenient, and that's what people want. So keep that in mind, practices out there. How can you make your services easy and convenient? How can you make reviews easy and convenient? Obviously, there's companies like Podium that help you with the reviews out there. But Craig, I got another question for you. Sorry, I keep rambling
Please.
here.
No, go.
So with all the massive DSOs that are able to swing like large marketing dollars to attract business, how do you feel a small dental practice should compete in the industry?
Yeah, this comes up all the time. With the massive trend of local searches taking place, I think it changes the complete landscape. Every 60 seconds, there's roughly 4 million searches taking place, and about 48% of those currently have some kind of local connection to the search. So instead of you saying, best dentist, you're saying best dentist near me, best dentist
in Draper, Utah.
Lehigh, Utah.
Yeah, Lehigh,
exactly.
Utah.
Yeah, and so Google, they're waiting at that local search level. Again, they're looking high into those metrics of, okay, who do I have in the area that I can surface, for Jordan in this instance, that is reputable, that is responding to patients, that has a good frequency of it. So you're not going against these massive marketing machines and budgets that are on their website, because the front door, again, is kind of transformed to now your Google My Business page. So your ability to influence and invest effort into that page is you're kind of on par with these massive DSOs. They don't have any distinct advantage because they don't own the Google web property. It's just something that everyone is investing time and energy into. But the local search differentiation in itself allows many small location dentists to really pop up and rise most often above some of these bigger groups. So it's a lot of times those big behemoths actually kind of fall back because they're still a little bit archaic in their thinking and investing a lot of time into the website, thinking that they need to be on page one.
$20,000 on the website, which makes no sense.
Right. Yeah, they're paying a ton of ads in Google, and it's like, it looks great. Like, hey, you popped up on the ads. But when I look at the the map pack that Google's showing me, you guys are at 1.8 or at 3.5. If you're an Amazon product, like, I wouldn't touch you. Right. So it doesn't connect and like incentivize me to.
Good metaphor. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Actually,
that gives hopefully some hope to the small practices that are closer, some competing with some DSOs and things like that. But
totally,
I definitely think that's awesome that Google does that. So I kind of want to know a little bit more how Podium works, if you're okay with just briefly explaining that to us. So tell us. Yeah. How does it work?
Yeah. So we, as it relates to dentistry, which is probably one of our, most core pillars, being that it's just such a highly competitive vertical. Like our whole intent in time we're partnering with a group is basically just to try to help them understand and get that silent majority's voice online in a way that it serves as an attractant for future prospective patients. And so the way that we do it is we'll hook into their patient management system, a Dentrix, EqualSoft, whatever technology they might be using, and we'll automatically trigger a text upon checkout. And so as they're walking to their car, it's basically shooting them a text right to their phone number. It's saying, hey, Jordan or Ben, thanks so much for visiting, such and such dental. we value your feedback. Would you mind taking 30 seconds to leave us a review? But basically, they just click a link in that text, and then it automatically will route them to a flow that allows them to leave a Google review. It will log them in, and basically within 2 clicks, they're hitting 5 stars or whatever the rating might be, and then putting any kind of if not, no. But our whole focus is just making it seamless. There's a lot of kind of philosophies where people will screen them and say, hey, would you recommend us? Or if yes, then they'll pass you through. If not, we don't. Like Google has actually become hardcore on kind of penalizing groups that are doing what is that approach that's called gating.
Oh yeah, I've heard of lots of groups getting in trouble for that. We won't name any of them, but I do know of a few in dentistry that have been gated because of that.
I'll list them out right here, right now. You got, just kidding. No, no, but again, Google's whole mission is authenticity, right? Like if we're looking for something, we want the real look, and our philosophy very much is that way. And at the same time, like you add a single step in there, another question, another click. We've been just so fascinated by the conversion, how it plummets by adding any additional step, especially for that audience that we're talking about that is generally satisfied. Like those are the people we want, but they're so high maintenance in that if this thing isn't easy, we're toast. We just won't capture it. So we really try to focus on our product being, let's just make it cake. Let's hit them where they can communicate today. It's on their phone. It's not an email. They're not logging in. I click the thing and I'm in my review flow. And so we just post an incredible amount of reviews. And right now we average without gating or anything, a 4.7 star rating for every review received,
really?
Which is pretty phenomenal. And then obviously, that helps in a very sound way, kind of have a monopoly on the search results anytime somebody's searching for a dentist or endodontist, whatever the practice might be.
Specialty, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
yeah, well, that's awesome. I'm on your website on the About Us page, and I quickly read the story about how it all got started with a tire shop in Canada. And their story is actually quite common where, the owner got frustrated because the only reviews that they had online were from angry customers, which didn't reflect their true reputation, which is true for most businesses. I have dentist clients that have nothing but negative reviews. When you Google their name, it's like, man, that's a problem. You gotta bury those reviews with good ones.
Yeah. But they're probably really good dentists and really good people.
They are.
But patients, sometimes people, I mean, you and I kind of were talking about this at the beginning before we recorded anything, Ben, but sometimes people just tend to focus on the negative, right? You can do everything in your power. You can bend over backwards, but sometimes they still will feel like all that effort that you're putting into them is negative. So I don't know if it's just human nature, but
right.
You got to encourage your patients to write good reviews. I don't think it's gonna. I mean, it may happen a little bit organically, but you've got to be the initiator of that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Being a business owner myself, whenever I have a bad experience, because I do have bad experiences at a bunch of places like restaurants, but for the one here locally, right here in Lehigh, I'm not going to name the name of the group, but I had a situation where my wife was so upset, so I got so upset, and
did they kick you out, Ben?
No, no.
I'm sorry, I had to throw it out there.
No. Well, we were in the takeout line, and 2 hours later, still no food, and so finally, I just asked for a refund.
2 hours later?
Yeah, and the guy, everybody that ordered after me got served first, and this actually happens quite a bit to me. I'll, here. And it's frustrating because
it is frustrating.
My wife starts to notice it, and so she had to talk to the manager, and the manager wanted to bend over backwards and give us a bunch of food, but our whole intent was, look, we're not going to give you a negative review. We're not going to say, oh, we're going to get our attorneys on you like everybody else does. We're just going to give you some constructive feedback to eliminate your racist habits, and so
your racist habits,
and it's like, you may not know it, but you're being racist, and this is the evidence. And so we just gave them constructive feedback and we left it. We were like, I'm not going to harm that business by going online and giving them a negative review. I want to give them constructive feedback because I hope that when people have a bad experience with me, that they would treat me the same way. But unfortunately, it doesn't work out that way for every situation, you know.
I would I would hope that as well. I mean, every once in a while, I've seen people that give like good feedback that they'd like to see, like with our service, right? And I always appreciate when they're honest and helpful and not calling me up to just rip me a new butthole, right?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, when you deal with humans, you're going to deal in conflict. You're going to have conflict with humans
and imperfection, right?
And
so.
and which is why I like this conversation and how Podium got started, simply because the people that are most likely to be vocal about their experience are the ones that have a negative experience.
Yeah.
You know, when in fact you could have
they're complainers.
99%, 99% of your business are happy customers, but you have these few unreasonable, and I think you have that even in dentistry. You know, you have some patients that you're never going to be happy. You're never going to make happy, and they're most likely to go online and make a bad review about you. So I like this topic simply because I think it's something that more dentists need to work on. But the good thing about you guys is that you just don't deal with dentists. It looks like you have a lot of companies listed on your website, many of which that are not in dentistry.
Yeah,
so
you
guys kind of understand the space very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty widespread. I mean, and again, it's back to what we were talking about earlier. It's brick and mortar. It's local business. It is people that are trying to get connected. And Google's given us a lot of really cool data where when somebody makes a search query on their phone, there's an 87% likelihood they visit that location that same day. There's a lot of just interesting facts around how their search engine works and just how they're pairing up these local businesses with those that are seeking them. So it is a little unfortunate that it exists in the sense that there's not a good way and that for these satisfied customers to get their voices online, but it's just unfortunately truth. You know, they're much more willing to tell the world how awful you are if you have to wait 2 hours for food or and I think, Ben, in your instance, that's a rare one. I'm sure we'll see something on the Corn Bellies GMB page here coming up for somebody got hit in the head with a bowling ball.
Oh man, a bowling ball by a big Samoan guy.
I'm gonna get sued.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's completely necessary, and we always try to show dentists that just because it's sometimes a frustrating topic. You've been practicing for 15 years. You know, you have a second location that you opened up, and here you are, 3.8, and you're saying that's not me. I don't really care. I don't buy into that. It's like, well, patients do. Amazon has just kind of trained us to look at that, and you are going to get completely overlooked, unfortunately, unless we can get kind of more representation shouting for you. So it is a fascinating paradigm that we deal with today.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, awesome, Craig.
Awesome
Craig. Yeah. We love having you on the program here. Any final thoughts for our listeners or contact information if anybody has any questions for you?
Yeah, contact information. Let's share it. Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously you can reach our company, Podium.com. My email address is simply craig.daly at Podium.com. Last name is spelled DALY. And yeah, I would say just be authentic. I think people will rave about you, both negative and positive. I think the groups that we really meet with that are patient-centric and just sincere in how they operate, time and time again, just seem to rise to the top. And now it's a matter of just how do I bottle up that good experience these people had and put it in a place that is significant where patients are looking. And that's really Google above all else. So that's the only message I'd say is just, keep being authentic and sincere in how you engage with patients and try to think of a way that you can make it just very simple for groups or these patients to put that voice somewhere that will be meaningful for you long-term in driving new business. So
cool.
So that's it. I appreciate you guys having us on the show. Thank you so much.
It's been awesome.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, Craig.
We'll do an announcement here. I forgot to do at the beginning, Ben, about our event here in Salt Lake City, Utah. On November 2nd, Ben and I and Genevieve Poppy will be speaking, doing a CE course in Salt Lake City. Ben's going to be speaking about negotiating insurance and what he usually talks about. I'm going to be speaking about membership programs and how to grow them successfully. And Genevieve is going to help us with verbal objections, specifically in the finance area and the insurance area of the practice. So be sure to come to that. You can go register for our event at saynotopos.com/event-2018. And if you have questions, feel free to email both Ben and I. But we'd love to see you there. Podium is going to be there. They're going to be speaking as well. Either Craig or somebody else from your team, right, Craig?
Yep.
So they're going to be speaking as well to our audience, but we're just come and hang out with us and have a good time. We're looking forward to meeting a lot of our listeners here in Salt Lake City.
Awesome.
As are we. Yeah, appreciate you guys having us to the event. We're looking forward to it.
Cool.
Craig,
any
been
other? I'll
been
let
a
you
pleasure,
go.
Craig.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, any final thoughts for you, Ben?
No, we're all good. It's been fun. Thanks, Craig, for being on the program today.
You bet. Thank you.
Rock and roll.
Appreciate it, guys.
Rock and roll, guys.
Have a good one.
See ya.
See ya.